Hi there! Today we are trying out the game called MAKOTO WAKAIDO's Case Files Trilogy Deluxe. On Steam they have in the text a game based on a simple concept. A mystery puzzle you can complete in an hour. Can you solve the cases narrated in this beautiful pixel art adventure? Developed by Haka Babunko and published by Room 6. The tags are casual, side-scroller, 2D, and snow. Alright, never played this game before, so let's start a new game. I'm gonna try to play this game with, I was about to say with controller, but I don't know how to go to the middle part, so I'm just gonna click here. This game uses an autosave feature. Please don't quit the game while the icon on the top right of the is purely coincidental. Alright. Here for the little one. You're always so nice. You don't need to. I do, and you know it. Anyway, see you. Sure, thanks. Was it a friend of yours, Gramps? That's right. He even got you a little gift. Cool, thank you. Hey, won't you tell me another story from your detective days? Why not? Let me think. Remember that murder case I told you about? The Light of Martyrs one? I'm not quite sure if that's a good story for a child, but I guess we're gonna talk about that. Of course, you never got to catch the culprit, right? Right, but there's more to that story. We found a third victim, and that brought the case to its tragic end. And so it starts. Between 1981 and 1982, 2 murders took place in Case City, H Prefecture, Japan. Oh, do I need to click something? Oh, okay. Okay. Both murder scenes showed the same gruesome sight. The victim had been decapitated and hung from a telephone pole. The investigation revealed that the 2 victims had something in common. They were devout members of the same religious group. Nevertheless, despite their best efforts, the police was unable to pinpoint the murderer. Until in 1983, yet another man was found dead under similar circumstances. And this is the crime scene. Oh, okay, there's blood. Oh, okay. Examine people and things to gather clues. It's like a Disco Elysium kinda. Alright. And then you can it's showing you're moving this way and you're examining with A. Alright. Look for clues at the crime scene. Can also talk, right? Hello. I'm Wakaido from the Prefectural Police. I'll be in charge of this case. Detective Wakaido, your reputation precedes you. I've already collected some information from the crime scene. Let me know if you need to know anything. Maybe tell me something about the victim? Do we know who the poor fella is? We haven't been able to confirm his identity since he's missing his hat. Oh boy, I just realized there's no hat. Okay. We are currently investigating to find out more. The cause of death? Well, even though it's kind of clear, right? Cause of death? We believe he was strangulated and then decapitated after death. The modus operandi seems to be the same as in those 2 past murders. The victim was decapitated, found a new lead. And the estimated time of death? What's the estimated time of death? Our best estimate is between yesterday 11 p.m. and today 2 a.m. The body was found around 5 a.m. by a fisherman who happened to be passing by. Did they only send you to the scene? No, sir. There's another officer with me. Feel free to ask him for any information as well. I better talk to the other cop too. Alright, I don't think there is much more. So we're gonna look for some clues here. I should listen to what the others on this scene have to report. Alright. Well, what's about that? Okay, then we're gonna talk to the officer first. Hey, Detective Wakaido, wonderful to see you again. You weren't those 2 other murderers as well, right? I'm counting on you. Yes, sir. I will help you however I can. Let's talk about the case. So, what do you make of all this? The similarities with the cases from last year and the year before that are obvious. It's either a killer who loves the macabre or religion could be involved. And what about the finding clues? How should I go about gathering info? You can raise certain pieces of information on your notepad, then you'll be able to ask and find out more about them. Try that on me, sir. I'll try raising a piece of info in my notepad, then talking to him again. This is my memo I'm having here. The victim was decapitated and estimated time of death. Okay, I can talk about this one, right? Detective, we have another ghastly case on our hands. The body. Tell me all we know about the victim's body. Yes, sir. Just in the murderers from last year and 2 years ago, the head has been removed. The victim was wearing slacks and a long coat. He was probably in his 40s. Are there any witnesses? One, sir. The fisherman who found the body. We've kept him for questioning. Okay. Then we have nothing else to say, right? I got 3 of 8 now. Can I check this out now? There's some symbol drawn in blood on the road sign. 4 of 8, halfway through, okay. I still need to talk about this to estimated time of death. Can I just do it this way now? We have another ghastly case on our hands. This one. The murder took place at night. As I take it, that seems to be correct, exactly like in the previous cases. Wonder what these serial murders are all about. Okay. We should also talk about the victim. So, this one. What do we know about the victim? Only what we can guess from his clothing. And off the rack coat and leather shoes, both kind of worn out. Looks like a salesman and not a terribly successful one. And what about the symbol? Detective, you have another ghastly case. The symbol. That symbol on the road sign, have you seen it before? I think there is some religious cult that uses a similar one. Huh, so it is religious. Alright. Do we have more? We should probably also talk about the religious sign to the guy on the right side. No half step to more in the sky. Examine the body. Suit pants along a long coat, male, somewhere in his 40s. Ain't getting much more info from this. What about the surroundings? The body is hanging from a telephone pole. I don't see any other of the victim's belongings around. Oh, that's interesting. It's probably just the symbol, right? Who's this? Officer, I done seen the whole thing. I'd like to know more about that. What you saw. What exactly did you see? Is that the fisherman? I guess so. I come by here every morning for fishing, eh? But today I done hear some hacking noise, so gone take me a look. And out of nowhere comes black something rushing past like mad. I'd say what's the swing thing, so I take me one better look, and it's some dead folk that done sent the old heart racing, let me tell you. The black something? What was the black thing you saw? Ain't easy to say, being dark round and all. But it was pretty hacking big, must have been a man, tell you that much. Looked to me like he was fiddling with something. A man at the crime scene. What about the road sign? Do you know anything about the symbol on the road sign? It's got my knees shaking is all I know. It's some cool stuff you got there. Alright. We should probably talk about other stuff here. A man at the crime scene. I think I need to go back to the buddy then. I like this. I like this thingy here. I mean the memo system. Examine more thoroughly. What's this? His coat pocket is bulging. But there's nothing inside. Somebody must have taken whatever was in it. I better ask the local cops. Coat pockets. Then I should probably also take that one, right? Or can I just talk about... Oh, there's also next page, of course. This one. The victim's belongings. We gotta talk about that. Looks like something was taken out of the victim's pocket. Yes, sir. I was just informed of this. Forensics found something that belonged to the victim. It's a matchbox from a bar called Bacchanal? The victim probably visited that location shortly before his death. Matchbox from a bar. Huh. Probably the last lead, right? And how am I gonna solve that case? Deduce. So we're gonna recreate what happened here. Time to put together all the info I got. We couldn't confirm the victim's identity. Why is that? Oh, okay. Because of this? Or is it because of the pocket? I don't know. Maybe ID card is missing. I need to check out the other stuff now, but I didn't know that it's going to be like that. I'm going to take this one. The victim was a man in his 40s to early 50s wearing a long coat. But does that really make sense? I should think it through again. Alright, so it was not the right one. And I also can't go here. Maybe it has something to do with the pocket. Why is that? Victim's coat pocket. But does that really make sense? You need to do it very specifically, I feel like. We can confirm the victim's identity. Oh, because... Okay, yeah, because there is no head, of course. The victim was decapitated. Yes, difficult to find who someone is when they're missing their head. Okay, it's working like that. We know a little about the victim, but at least we got enough for a generic description. What kind of person was he? Well, this one. 40s. Man, 40s, wearing coats. Right, a man in his 40s wearing suit pants and a long coat. So you need to do one pillar after the next one. You can't just do another. We also have a witness who could be potential suspect. Who's our witness? A man at the crime scene. Witness. A fisherman. A man at the crime scene. The fisherman's testimony could prove a useful lead. We don't know the first thing about the culprit. All we can do is retrace the victim's steps. Thankfully, we got 2 clues on the crime scene. One is the symbol of a religious cult. The other is a piece of evidence that hints to a location the victim recently visited. What was that again? And this one, the matchbox from a bar. Exactly, tempted the bar for a round of questions. Oh, this is cool. Alright, let's go to the bar then. Found a new location. I scrapped the info I'm not going to need anymore. Alright. Oh god. Achievement with the hat off. We're heading to the bar now. There are, well, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 9 more places to visit. Interesting. Let's head to the bar then. I really like this detective music. Wait, there was something here. Bar Bacchanal. Okay, I need 8 leads. May I? What do you need, handsome? We aren't open yet. We need to talk about the murder. There's been a murder close by. Have you seen anyone shady around? That's how I describe most of our clientele. And we get new customers every day, so... Nothing new? I guess not. Drink some booze? I don't want to. Welcome. We aren't open yet, though. Detective Wakaido Police. I have a few questions. Police officer. Mine is a reputable and entirely legal establishment. No. There's been a murder close by. Notice anything out of the ordinary? A murder? Around these parts, we just call it Wednesday. I'm always holed up in there, and I doubt I saw anything that could help you. Maybe you had some suspicious customers? The victim had a matchbox from your bar. Know anything about that? Don't reckon I do. I'm only my customers' privacy. I can't just go and run my mouth about everyone or everything I see here. Please find yourself someone else to bother. Huh, barkeep won't collaborate. That's really bad, to be honest. That's really bad. Can we also go to the right side now? Maybe I should drink something first. I'm on the job right now. Okay. Oh, maybe we should... Oh, we still have these facts here. We should talk about this to this girl. The bartender. Why is my controller not working anymore? What's the deal with the barkeep? He's a bit cold, I know. Your money is a bit tight. Maybe he'll warm up to you if you order something expensive. Barkeep is broke. Okay. Well, then we should do that, huh? It's part of the job now. I'm on the job right now. Well, but maybe I can do it this way. Order whole bottle. You know what? Give me a whole bottle. Oh, with pleasure. Thank you for your patronage. Let me know if I can help you with anything, officer. Oh, now he talks. So this is done. Maybe we can talk about the rest. The man with the matchbox. Tell me about the guy who took the matchbox. The matchbox, huh? Alright, he was half a strange couple of guys, one with a long coat and another with a weird rope on him. They kept to themselves, were chatting to each other the whole time. Makoto was sitting next to them, so maybe she caught something. Makoto? That'd be the missy sitting over there. Doesn't run the place or anything, she's just an employee. Two suspicious guests, huh? Alright, find new leads. We should talk about this. The shady guy's appearance. What did the two men look like? Do you remember their faces? What kind of people they were? Anything? Not really. Now that I think about it, the man in the long coat looked like your average salesman. The other one looked like a wizard or something. Seriously, he was wearing a robe and he had this long beard. Believe me, he was so creepy. Just thinking about him is giving me the chills. A long beard. Maybe it's Voldemort. The shady guy's conversation. Actually, Dumbledore, huh? Because Voldemort never had a beard. No, I don't think so. What were the two men talking about? I wouldn't know. They were kind of whispering to each other. The bearded one with the robe did most of the talking. The one with the coat was hanging from his lips. And then the coat guy said he'd drunk enough for the night and he should go back to his hotel. The only hotel near is the Toyo, so I think that's the one he was talking about. Maybe we should go to the hotel then. Alright, some interesting information we got here. Is there more now? I need more leads in this place. But maybe we need to head back again and talk about that. Right now, this is maybe our limit. Is that even possible? Oh, I just found the button. We need to press X. Alright, the bar is done. We're heading to the hotel then. There is a camera. Huh. They have cameras. Maybe this CCTV record is something useful. Yeah, I also saw the camera instantly. Hello, sir. Welcome to the Toyo Hotel. Detective Wakaido, please. I want to ask about a murder that took place last night. Oh, you're with the police? I'll be happy to help you, officer. Did you see anything suspicious? Anything? Yeah, did you notice something? Well, that's a very broad question. We welcome many guests here throughout the day, so are you looking for anyone in particular? Yeah, two men. Did you see a couple of men who come in here together? One was wearing a long coat and the other one something like a robe. I think we do have a guest who often wears the long coat. A long-term guest at all. His name was... yes, Mr. Aida. However, he did not come back to the hotel last night. I'm afraid I do not know anything about the man in the robe, however. Coatman is Aida. Huh. Alright, I would like to check out the camera actually. We should talk about that. It's probably running 24/7, right? Can you show me the CCTV tapes? Certainly, please give me a minute. These are yesterday's images. You can see the man in the coat leaving the hotel. It looks like he's meeting with someone, but it doesn't show who that is. Not clearly. A middle-aged man with a long coat. That's our guy. Foot of a coatman's face. Damn. Alright, that's already a lot, actually. There's a computer. Coatman. We should probably also check this out. Maybe getting more information. It's the receptionist computer. How do you use this? How do you use this? Please enter the information you want to research for. Oh, Mr. Aida. Can you look up Aida and tell me his address? Yes, please wait. Oh, the computer is talking to us. Information found. His home address is not far from here. Why do you stay long term in a hotel then? Yeah, I was about to say, why is he here then? Huh. Why is he staying here? We should go to the hotel then. Yeah, there is no much to do. Alright. Next place. Oh, oopsie. I just went. Not the hotel. His home. I'm pretty sure I got all the info I can get from here. Yes. But we don't have the address? Huh. Also, all the information here. Wait a second. I need to ask around near his house, but how? I don't have his house here. Was it further away? No. What's gonna happen when I'm going back to the crime scene? I'm pretty sure I got all the info I can get from here. Well, maybe we need to deduce now. Oh, we need to deduce. Or isn't this what we already did? Let's see. Time to put together all the info I got. I retraced the victim's steps through the bar and hotel. Yeah, this is new. I got witness at the bar who saw a man taking a matchbox. Who did the barkeep see on the night of the murder? Two suspicious guests, right? That's right, the victim wasn't alone. The barkeep said he was there with someone. Next one. After I got enough info from the bar, I visited the hotel. There I found the name that most likely belongs to the victim. What is the presumed victim's name? Mr. Ida. This one. Codeman Ida? Yes, the receptionist told me the man in the coat is called Ida. At the bar, they told me about the man who was there with the victim. How did the potential suspect look? With a weird coat. Man with robe and a long beard. The people at the bar told me of a man with a robe and a long beard. And the last one. For the address. What I still can't figure out is why Ida was staying at the hotel. Why is it so weird for him to stay there? Because he's living so close by. His own home is very close to the hotel. Now that I know his address, I'd better go and check his house. Yes, please. Oh, this is getting very interesting. Ida's apartment. I'll scrap the info I'm not going to need anymore. Good. The two men's choices. Alright. Oh, who's this? Detective Wakaido Police. I'm investigating a murder. I need to see Aida's apartment. Oh, sure you do. Sure. Go look, sweetie. Oh dear. Wait, did you say murder? Is Aida alright? I've been worried about him. You know, it's been a few days since I last saw him. Aida. What can you tell me about Aida, the man who lives here? Oh, Aida, he's a nice fellow, nice and neat, yes. He couldn't get on anyone's wrong side if he tried. Are these apartments rented? No, we all are own ours. Aida and his missus have been living here for, 10 years now? Lovely woman she is. Aida has been so gloomy since she was hospitalized. Poor soul. Huh. What about the workplace? Where does Aida work? His wife told me it's Kusumoto sales agency, was it? Near the station, that is. Huh. Okay, thank you. Oh, 30 new leads, damn. What happened here? What do we have here? Would you look at this? There's another crime scene. There's barely any furniture in here. Plastic sheet? The plastic sheet kind of contained it, but there is a ton of blood. The victim got decapitated here. This is a crime scene if I ever saw one. So he got murdered here. What about the kitchen? The murderers must have washed his bloody hands here. Can we just do a DNA test? Oh boy, this is probably the weapon, huh? A saw? A blood-stained saw. This must have been through the victim's neck. Ugh. It's no cheapo saw either, brand stuff. There can't be that many stores carrying it. We probably should go to the stores and see if we can get information about who purchased the saw. Alright, what do we have now? It's either creepy man wearing a rope like it was at a bar with a coat man. We should probably check this out. The roped man. Did you happen to see a man with a long beard and a rope? Oh, I sure did. That was on the last day I saw Ida. Come to think of. A robe and a beard. Can you imagine? That's no proper folk. Not at all. The apartment manager saw the suspect too. Roped man seen near Ida's house. I always want to say rope man. Huh. Where the rope man went. Do you know who the man in the rope is? You know about the Light of Martyrs cult, don't you, officer? Their followers, they come and preach to our doors too. That fellow with the robe must be their head priest. I've seen his face before on the telly, was it? Huh. Light of the Martyrs. Okay. Time to confirm his identity. Oh, that would be useful. This lady knows a lot. Is this Ida? Is the man in this picture Ida? Oh yes, no mistake, that's Ida, alright. Definitely, okay, that's good. At least we know this for sure. Okay, this pitch is done. Ida's house is near the hotel. We should talk about that and the cutoff with us. Oh my god, do we really want to talk about this? I guess it's necessary. Ida's hotel stay. Looks like Ida was staying long term at the Toyo, the hotel near the station. Last month, was it? Ida told me he wanted to sell his apartment out of the blue. That was... I figured that maybe, his missus had passed, so I didn't pry any further. No, sire. He must have sold all his furniture, so maybe that's why he was staying at the hotel. Ida was going to sell his house, huh? That would explain why he was staying in that hotel. Huh. But aren't you not just doing this before you're having an apartment? Alright. Then, well, we need to talk about this with this lady, but this is going to traumatize her. Shops with saws. Oh, wait a second. No. We want to know where the next shop is. Is there any hardware store nearby? Oh, yes, that there is. Sure is. That one, the one? Cat Sand, was it? With a kitten logo? They sell this and that and tools to hardware stuff. Okay, good. So we're not traumatizing the lady. Alright, what else do we have? I think we're done with this scene then. Hopefully we can go to the shop now. Yes, we can do. I'm coming from the right side, okay. General store Cat Sand. Funny name. There are a few kinds of saws on display. Excellent. There are so many brands. Search a saw from that brand. The saw I found on the murder scene, it was a shark brand saw, I believe. So we can talk about this to the bartender. Not a bartender, but the shopkeeper. Something between the shelves. What's this? Head priest pendant. Uh-huh. Welcome. Detective Wakaido. I'm investigating a murder case. detect murder? Oh, okay, that's a lot. Helps to help if I can. We need to talk about the saw. Do you sell saws here? We sure do. Anything from small DIY tools to professional woodworking instruments. They're on that shelf over there too. Okay. Oh wait, the interactions are super close by. That's the register. It's full of copies of receipts. Oh, excellent, the register. Dang, don't mess up with the register. Okay, I'm not allowed to do that, but we need to talk about that. Definitely. The Cult of the Martyr. Do you know about the cult called Light of Martyrs? Don't know about any cults, but that name rings a bell. Must have read it on a receipt or something? Familiar name. Alright. The shark brand. Who bought this saw? Has anyone bought one of these saws recently? Shark saws? I've sold quite a few, even just in the last few days. Do you have a list of the buyers? Nah, no such thing. What about the register then? We can also talk about the pendant. I found this on the floor between the shelves. Do you know it? What a coincidence, huh? What's that? Never seen it before. What can you tell me about the man with the rope? I remember he bought a bunch of stuff. I saw plastic sheets, duct tape, a pretty suspicious set of items. Come to think of it. Huh. Okay. Well, we have a familiar name now, right? The name of Light of Martyrs ring a bell with the shop's owner. Where'd you hear about it? Can we examine this now? That's the register. It's full of copies of receipts. What's this? The receipt says Religious Association Light of Martyrs. We got something. Are we done now? We got everything, I think. Yeah, there's a fourth page now. We should probably talk about the receipt. Do you remember about this receipt? Who made the purchase? Oh, that one, right? It was the guy wearing a rope. So it is him. Alright, we can deduce again. Let's see. Time to put together all the info I got. While retracing the steps of the man with the coat, I found out the victim's identity. Who was he? It's Aida. Oh, now I got so many hints here. Codeman Aida. Can I just take this one? But does that really make sense? I should think it through again. Of course, it's Aida, but I need to take one which is retracing the steps of the man with the coat. I found out the victim's identity. Who's he? Where it took place? Wait a second. Where was the information? The victim is Aida. Yes, this one. Even the apartment manager confirmed it. She recognized the man in the picture taken by the hotel CCTV. Good. It's safe to assume that the man with the coat is Aida. Now the victim was killed and decapitated, but where did this happen? At the apartment. Murder where brand buyer's list would be nil. Selling his house. If I can find it again. But I got his hand on him. No, this is a bit too far away. Here, murder took place at Aida's. Ida's home showed evidence of murder taking place. The evidence shows that the murder happened at Aida's home. I found the saw that was used to decapitate the victim, and I learned more about the bearded man with the rope. What organization did he belong to? The Cult of the Martyr Cult. I finally found out who the rope man is. We should probably go to the church or whatever. The saw used to decapitate the victim was purchased from the general store Cat's Hand. And in the store I found some evidence bringing together the Light of Martyrs cult and the rope man who bought the saw. What evidence links to the cult to a case? It's the receipt. There you go. The Light of Martyrs is involved in this murder. There is probably no doubt about that. But I still can't see the connection between the cult and Ida. I should go and visit his workplace. Alright, we're gonna go there now. The workplace. I scrapped the info I'm not going to need anymore. Perfect. Alright, so there's so much left. Workplace and well, 3 more. Nice. Alright, we're coming closer. Alright, who is this? Pro colleague. Who are you? Detective Wakaido Police. I'm here to ask about Mr. Aida. I've heard he worked here. Why would the police want to know about Aida? I'd like to know more about Aida, your employee. He used to be a very diligent, straight-laced fellow. Used to be? Just recently he suddenly turned in his resignation. I tried to stop him, but he wouldn't listen. Said he got a call to faith or something. He quit his job, huh? That's a bit odd, right? Detective Wakaido, I'm with the police. Can I ask you a few questions about Aida? Mr. Aida, is he alright? Please tell me what you know about Aida. He worked hard, but he never stood out much. And since his wife was hospitalized, he's been showing up less and less. Okay. Is there more? No. Then we should probably talk about some different stuff, I guess. Mrs. Aida is in the hospital. Did Aida ever talk about his wife? Did he? He loved her so much he barely talked about anything else. And once she got hospitalized, you could see how much that got him. It was a sorry sight. Very, very touched his wife. Okay, we should probably also talk about this to this guy. Did Aida ever tell you anything about his wife? Last year, I think it was. He told me she'd been hospitalized, pretty serious condition. And the treatment was going to cost him an arm and a leg, and this is why he wanted to get rid of the house. Every day after work, he goes here at the city hospital. Hospital? Huh. New location. What about the cult? Do you know about the cult called Light of Martyrs? That's the one that got Aida, isn't it? That's pretty much all I know about it. Huh. Guess he doesn't know more. What about you? That's the cult Aida was a member of, right? So he was a member of that. I've heard rumors about their beliefs. Thought it better be to keep my distance. Mr. Aida was convinced that donating his house to the cult would cure his wife of her illness. Sounds like a huge scam if you ask me. It sounds horrible. He was a follower. Huh. Well, we should talk about that. The victim is Aida now. Aida might have been murdered. A man has been murdered, and that man is very likely to be Aida. That Mr. Ida? But why? He was such a good man. Oh, maybe too good to even see the evil in other people. But murdered? I'm at a loss for words. I don't know why I'm even saying that. What? Aida? He was never the type to get involved in anything like that. What about trouble in the workplace? Any run-ins? Absolutely not. I couldn't even imagine it. Aida was kind and affable. He steered clear of any kind of trouble. If anything, Aida was grateful for him. Who'd hold a grudge against someone like that? He was liked in his workplace. So that's probably important. Well, he was selling his house. I've heard that Aida was going to sell his apartment. Did you know about this? Yes, I thought he needed to pay for his wife's treatment. That's also what I thought. But the rumors here said that he wanted to donate it all to the cult of his. It's crazy. That's so crazy. So what are we gonna do now? Did we talk about everything? Head priest pendant. Maybe she knows a bit more about that. Have you ever seen the symbol? Seen it before? It's not exactly like that, but all members of the cult wear a similar pendant. Have you ever been to their church? Ada invited me to one of their meetings once. I ended up not going, but I should still have the flyer with the address. Perfect. Okay. That's very good. Anything else, or are we done? I think we're done here. Alright, perfect. We're going to the hospital now. Probably talking to his wife. Can I help you? Detective Wakaido, I'm with the police. I believe there is a Mrs. Aida here. I need to talk about her husband. Oh, Aida? She's staying with us, yes. Is there anything I should know about? Yeah. I'd like to hear about Mrs. Aida's husband. Since she's been staying with us, her husband has come to see her every single day. But he hasn't showed up yesterday. Apparently, he's not answering her calls either. She's very worried. I feel so bad now. Detective Wakaido Police, are you Mrs. Aida? Did anything happen to my husband? We should talk about the recent behavior. Have you noticed anything abnormal in your husband's behavior as of late? For one thing, he's been looking really stressed out for the past few weeks. He used to come see me every day, but now he won't even answer my calls. Is he alright? No, he's not. Well, we should start somewhere, right? Mrs. Aida's illness. Let's talk about that. Tell me about Mrs. Aida's illness, please. If left untreated, she would die within a year. She needs to be hospitalized and receive constant medical attention. Insurance doesn't cover this kind of treatment, so it's bound to be expensive. She's very badly ill. Okay. Should also talk about the cult here with the doctor first, and then we're gonna head over to his wife. Lot of martyrs. Do you know anything about them? I've heard the name, yes, but that's as much as I know. Okay. Well, the victim is Aida. Got murdered. It's very likely that Mr. Aida has been murdered. Really? That's most unfortunate. Who's going to pay for his wife now? Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oopsie. I pressed X accidentally. I can probably get some more info from the people. Yes, definitely. I think this is done with talking to the dog here at least. Badly ill. The treatment expenses. And they've been paying for it? Yes, so far Mr. Aida has been paying all bills on time without fail. And what if he stopped? Well, then I'm afraid we'd have to discharge her. Medical bills too much for Aida. I've got a very bad feeling now. Well, alright, let's talk to his wife. The Light of Martyrs. Are you familiar with the cult called Light of Martyrs? I've never even heard about it. What does that have to do with my husband anyway? Probably a lot of things. We need to tell her now that Aida's not alive anymore. I'm mortified, ma'am, but it's very likely that your husband has been murdered. What? That's impossible. Why would anyone murder him? He never hurt a fly. I don't know. Aida was selling the house. Did you know about that? Have you heard about his plans to sell the house? Not one word. I'll leave all the money matters to him. Oh boy, it touched his wife. I accidentally went back again. Oh, it's hard to talk about that stuff. Aida was very attached to you. Your husband was known by his colleagues for how much he loved you. I see. He put everything on the line for my sake. I don't understand how this could happen to him. This is so hard. Aida was a cult follower. Thing is, he was a member of that cult. If he was, I'm sure he'd have told me. But I didn't know he was in a cult. Maybe he was so desperate. Wanted to give house to the cult. Well, that's gonna be so rough to say as well. Aida meant to donate his home. So I assume that his plan to donate the house to the cult is news to you as well. I can't believe he'd ever do something like that. Is this the same Aida here? Medical bills too much for Aida. Are you paying for your treatment? How were you paying for your treatment? My husband always took care of it. He even bought life insurance just in case. All for my sake. And I bought life insurance. I think we can deduce now. Shoot. That's rough. Time to put together all the info I got. I got a clearer picture of Aida's situation prior to the murder. At his workplace, he was seen as a good, diligent man. The one thing troubling him was his wife's illness. What about this was he concerned about? Because of the bills. Medical bills too much for Aida. His wife needs constant medical attention to stay alive. Paying for this treatment must have been a huge toll on Ida's finances. Talking to his colleague made something else clear. Ida got involved with a cult and started showing up less frequently at work. He'd become convinced that Faith could save his wife. He even handed a cult flyer to that same colleague. How was he involved with the Light of Martyrs cult? Well, he's a follower, right? Ida was a follower. Even at work, it was no secret that Ida was a cult member. In light of his wife's illness, Faith was probably the only straw he could grasp at. Ida was known for how much he loved his wife. He visited her at the hospital every single day after work. His wife's testimony makes me think the two spoke a lot during those visits. But there was something that he never told her about. What did he keep her wife in the dark about? A lot of things. The house, for example, he wanted to give the house to the cult. But does that really make sense? I should think it through again. It makes sense. They just don't want to hear it. Something they never told about. That he was a member? Maybe the medical bills are too high for him? Wife didn't know he was a member. All his colleagues knew that Ida was a cult member, but somehow his wife didn't. It was like he didn't want her to worry. Sometimes it's just easier to talk to other people than to your family members. Ida was planning to sell his house. Ida assumed he'd use the proceeds to pay for his wife's medical bills. But I was wrong. What he was planning to do with his house, he wanted to gift it. Ida probably felt like he was in the middle of a long, dark tunnel. And the light he saw at the end of it was the Light of Martyrs. It's pretty clear that they're involved somehow. I need to get some hard proof to show the cult had a hand in this. Are we gonna go to them? Cult church, oh god, oh boy. They're gonna deny everything. I can already feel that. I scrapped the info I'm not going to need anymore. Perfect. His secrets. Okay. Cult church. Oh, music changes a bit, huh? Is that the priest? May the light of the martyrs shine. Welcome to the Church of the Light of Martyrs. If you wish to be enlightened about our faith, feel free to ask me. What is the Light of Martyrs? What do people believe in? We of the Light of the Martyrs believe in the spirit of self-sacrifice. Sacrificing oneself is the key that will lead humanity to its next stage. Who's the head priest? Who's the head priest of this church? Our head priest is the Venerable Sata, the first martyr. Okay. What's the first martyr? What do you mean by the first martyr? Right as the world was falling into darkness, the Venerable Sata became a martyr. He decapitated himself and through this sacrifice rescued the world. Okay, wow. We all owe our lives to him. Religious belief, self-decapitation, that's insane. A long beard and a robe. Is this the head priest? It's a Pache for sure. Can I ask you something? May the light of the martyr shine. The spirit of self-sacrifice will change the world. May the light of the martyr shine. Self-sacrifice, yes. If you sacrifice yourself, any wish can come true. Who are you? Are you a member of this cult too? Of course I am. Since I joined the Light of Martyrs, everything in my life has started going well. Everything. Coming to church every day is what has made me as happy as I am. Okay, man visiting church daily. Got any wish granted while you were here? I sure did. My parents, who come from a long line of artisans, were constantly pressuring and abusing me, and I wished for them to stop. But as soon as I sacrificed a finger from my right hand, all the abuse stopped. This is the power of self-sacrifice. You sacrificed a finger? Exactly. It was the Venerable Satta, the Martyr of Miracles himself, who cut off my right index finger. It was the greatest of honors. What the hell is happening here? May the light of the Martyr shine. I am the lesser Grand Priest. Let me know if you wish to join us or to make a donation. Nothing. You ask you for a donation? We never ask for anything. Our followers simply decide to sacrifice themselves and their belongings out of their own volition. Self-sacrifice opens the path to understanding the world's truth. Sacrifice everything and you too may be blessed with this Venerable Satta's sacred light. I want to meet the head priest. The head priest, please. The head priest left yesterday and he has not returned yet. He said he was seeking new places where to sacrifice his venerable self. I'm afraid he will not be back at any time soon. Satta has no alibi. Alright, we gotta talk about a different stuff here. Foot of a coat man's face. Is this the guy we need to talk about that? Yes. This man is called Aida. Have you ever seen him around here? We are visited daily by droves of followers wishing to see the Venerable Satta. It's difficult to say. What about you? They're gonna deny everything. This man is called Aida. Did you see him? I have, yes. He wasn't that consistent with his visits at the church, however. But I have seen him talk with both the Venerable Satta and the Lesser Grand Priest. He spoke with the cult leaders. High Priest's pendant. We should talk about this to everyone now. May the light of the Martyr shine. The drop pendant. Does this belong to your church? Where did you find this? This is a symbol from the Light of Martyrs. I'm positive that it is ours. However, it's slightly different from the ones we wear. Could it be the head priests? The pendant is Satta's. Are you also going to say that? Were you in a shop called Cat's End? I do not visit any indecent shops. Okay. I think there was somebody else with a finger here. This one. We have to talk about the pendant. Do you know this pendant? Did somebody drop that? I'm afraid it's not mine. Okay. Robed man bought a saw. I think that's the person on the far right side. You're involved in a murder. See this receipt? This proves your cult is involved in a murder case. Your cult ain't praying its way out of this one, but catch my drift? You foolish heretic, you do not understand the Venerable Satta. He does what he must have done, what must be done, nothing more, nothing less. He would never murder someone. Be gone, stop lying. Are you going to arrest us all? I've done nothing. I know nothing. Religious belief, self-decapitation. That's so sick, actually. So sick. He cut off his own head. Let me get this straight. The head priest saved the world by cutting off his own head. Precisely, he has saved all of us by decapitating himself twice in the past. You can't be serious. Say what you will, but I have seen the Venerable Satta with his head cut off with my own very eyes. It was a dreadful sight to witness, but then he came back to life. What is he talking about? How can he die twice? What? What about the portrait? Who's this portrait of? Who's the person in the portrait on the wall? That is the first martyr, the venerable Sata. Long beard robe. What the hell is happening here? Testimony I spoke with cult leader, the last guy. May the light of Martyr shine. You spoke with Aida. One of your followers said that he's seen you and Sata talk to Aida. The head priest and I. Oh yes, I remember now. Mr. Aida wanted to donate his house and make a special sacrifice, so I introduced him to the venerable Sata. Finally, a link between Aida and the bearded bozo. He was very passionate as he spoke to the head priest. They even left the church together yesterday. Sata met Aida on the day of the murder. They left together on the day of the murder, and Sata hasn't come back yet. Okay. I think the second page is also done. Then I'm done with all the leads, so it's time to do juice. Okay. That's rough. Time to put together all the info I got. The man who's been seen in and around the crime scene with a long beard and a robe. Who was he? That is Sata, the head priest. But does that really make sense? I should think. No, of course it makes sense, but I need to pick up the right memo. The head priest portrait. But does that really make sense? Of course it makes sense. A crime scene with a long beard and a robe. Who was he? It's gonna be the pendant is Sata's. This one. Long beard robe. The man was Sata, head priest of the Light of Martyrs. Okay, we got it. Next one. His cult believes in salvation through self-sacrifice, and their gruesome, absurd belief is... Oh, that's crazy. This one, self-decapitation. The cult doctrine is centered around self-sacrifice. Saving the world by cutting your head off? What a joke. They're most likely involved in this case and in the two past murders as well. One of the cult's followers said that he'd been seen Sata and Aida talk with each other. And I've also found solid proof of Sata's involvement in this case at the general store. What's that piece of proof? The pendant. The pendant is Sata's. This pendant belonged to Sata. He must have dropped it while he was shopping for the saw. Stupid. Always small mistakes. And I even got a testimony regarding what he did on the day of the murder. What was that? This one? Ida spoke with cult leaders. Does that really make... Oh, just because it's testimony. Okay, 1 second. What he did on the... He doesn't have a alibi. But does that really make sense? Testimony regarding what he did on the day of the murder. What was that? Wait a second. The saw, buying a saw. But does that really make... Ooh, am I not understanding that? And I even got to tell you what he did on the day of the murder. Who is he in this case? What was that? Head priest. Iblis, no. Pressure of the man, no. Maybe he's seen something. Testimony. No alibi. Died twice. Long beards. Oh, this one. On the day of the murder, I'm this close to cornering the suspect. This one. 100% now. I've got enough evidence to prove that the murder was Sahta. Now I only need to arrest him and get a confession. Let's check out the cliff over there. I wonder if there's gonna be a cliffhanger. A cliff found a new location. Okay. Let's grab the info I'm not going to need anymore. Alright, this is it. Cliff. When his wife was hospitalized, Taida turned to Light of Martyrs for help. And that cult's belief is that self-sacrifice can grant wishes. Ida must have thought that by quitting his job and donating his house, he could save his wife. That's how Sata, the head priest, does it. He preys on the weak and their suffering. There is a good chance those other two murders are linked to this as well. Huh, what's that? So yeah, how can he die twice? Sata, it's over. End of the line. And who are you? Detective Wakaido Police. And you're Sata, head priest of Light of Martyrs, I presume? Police, I see. It is over, you say. You have followed my steps all this way and you still don't understand? You see me now as I have worked my third miracle and once again defeated death. Third miracle? I'd call that a third murder. You used Ida's weakness to make him donate his house and buy life insurance. Then you killed him. You cut off his head and showed his body to make it look like a miracle. You needed him to die for the insurance money, didn't you? You say all that as if you knew it would be true. There are witness testimonies detailing your every move since you left the church with Aida. And the symbol you drew near his body, it was to link it to your phony miracle. You instructed the lesser grand priest on what to say to buy yourself time after the murder. You were seen at the bar in near Aida's apartment. And how do you explain this receipt from Cadsand? Is His Holiness into woodworking? What's that supposed to mean? It is the lesser grand priest who makes all purchases for the church. That ain't flying. Look here. See this pendant with the cult symbol on it? I found it at the Cadsand near the shelf with the sauce. It's not like the other members. It's yours. That beard, that robe, that pendant. So much for your same costume. You made yourself one easy-to-remember suspect, Sata. You probably used your followers to create alibis for you until you know. But your luck's run out of this time. I've worked miracles. No, Sata. What you did is kill people. Even as we speak, there are lots of souls out there who need to know about self-sacrifice to be saved. Spare me the sermon. You tricked all those schmucks into giving you money, but it won't work for me. You foolish man who cannot believe in miracles. I will show you one right now. No. Wait, Sata? I am ready to sacrifice myself to save the world. Wait, stop! I am the savior. With my sacrifice, I will redeem the world. Sata! Oh boy. Right after saying that, Sata jumped off the cliff. I forgot that we were actually telling the story to this kid. Did Sata get away? Beats me. Best I could do was getting him cornered. Shucks. I failed to get justice for Ida and I couldn't even catch the prime suspect. All I could do was look down from the cliff while clenching my fist around Sata's pendant. Wasn't much of a story, huh? Sorry to bore you. You wanna head home? Wait a second. What's wrong? There are a couple of things about your story that don't sit right with me. Gramps, you're lying, aren't you? What you talking about, Makoto? I'm sorry, but I don't want to go home while all my doubts are still stuck in maze. I, Makoto Wakaido, will solve this mystery. Wait, I'm talking to my younger self. Time to put together all I know. What is it about my story that's bugging you? Well, it's difficult to put into words. What you told me is believable, but there are a couple of weird turns. And what would those be? The first one is the pendant. When you first found that pendant, what did you call it? The head priest pendant. You said it was the head priest pendant, and I was right, wasn't I? You were, or rather you turned out to be. But when you just found it in the shop, you had no way of knowing who it belonged to. Granted, but what of it? That inconsistency made me realize something. I thought that maybe you were trying to set up a misdirection. What do you mean, misdirection? You know, like in Mystery Novels, you were leading me to an explanation that was plausible but wrong. What? It all makes more sense this way. And my theory is that you were pretending to investigate. In reality, you were setting up clues. Why in the world would I do that? Because you already knew the truth. That's what I think. And there is one more thing about the pendant that doesn't make sense. What's that? When you showed the pendant around while questioning people, they all responded in the same way. They said it was a well-known item. They said it was the robe man's. They said they'd never seen it. I think. Except that one of the colleagues, she knew something about the pendant. I'm gonna take this one though. Right, several witnesses said they'd seen a man wearing a robe, but none of them mentioned having seen that pendant. Are you saying that the pendant didn't belong to him? That's not quite right either. I think that he was wearing it, but that his long beard covered it and nobody could see it. Now, where did you really find the pendant? The Light of Myrtis Church or Ada's house? I thought I found it in the general shop. Or was it in Ida's house? Ida's house? What? No. That's the only explanation. There's only one way you could have seen the pendant, normally hidden by Sata's beard. And that's when his head had been cut off. Huh. So you're saying... Yes, the truth is... Ida was murdered? Sata was murdered? It was Sata? Right. Sata wasn't the culprit. Ida, who tried to pass off as the victim, was the real murderer. Grams, Ida was alive the whole time. Makoto, you got something in you, something special. I'm sorry I lied to you. You're right, Ida's still alive. Will you tell me what really happened? You're too bright for my lies. Alright, champ. Remember that this happened in the 80s. Scientific investigation wasn't precise back then. Oh yeah, a DNA test was available in the 90s actually. Pretty late. After the second cult follower murder, the head office wanted to end things quickly, without wasting time looking for suspects. Wouldn't surprise me if Light of Martyrs was pulling their strings. Those were bleak days. I ignored the brass and started investigating on my own. I set my sights on the Light of Martyrs head priest, Sata, and started following him. Just so happened that he'd found himself a new lamb to sacrifice. His name was Aida. The two walked together and I into Aida's house. I was right outside listening. All of a sudden, heard fighting. What else could I do? I broke in. Oh my god, he's making himself also criminal now, but not telling the truth. What's going on? You! Sata? You're Aida, aren't you? What happened here? I made a very terrible mistake. As I was finishing up the papers to donate my house, this man attacked me out of the blue. I fought back, lost control, and ended up strangling him. Who are you? I'm a police detective. I was following Asata. I guess this is as much following as I'm gonna get done. A detective? Does that mean that I'm under arrest? I don't care what happens to me, but if I go to prison, who'll look after my wife? Please, won't you at least help her? Oh, please, won't you at least help her? Tell me about her situation. Aida's story filled me with sympathy. I swore I'd help his wife, and I did so, betraying both the police and the world at large. Oh my god. We set Sata up. We made it look like Aida had been killed, while Sata was still alive. Oh my god. We could have Sata said with the saw we bought from the general shop. That's when I found the pendant. I pretended I found it during the investigation. I was just thinking, what a coincidence that this pendant is just right there in the general store, you know? Aida and I parted ways at the cliff, and after letting him go, I wrote a false report. I used his insurance money to pay for his wife's medical bills while protecting their secret. Oof. So that's how it really went. I'm really sorry I tried to fool you. I've been fooling everyone for so long now. Grams, did Mrs. Hyde ever get well? She did. Her husband and I were able to see her final moments just a few days ago. They told me they were grateful for the years I afforded them. They lived them modestly but in peace. I see. So that friend of yours from earlier must have been Aida. Can't hide anything from you, can I? Detective Wakaido? Yeah? The case is closed. Well, that was a case file number 1. Oh my god, I had no idea this game was going to be that good. I am actually very, very hooked here. I'm very, very hooked here. Well, this is Makoto Wakaido's Case Files Trilogy Deluxe. There are going to be two more stories, but I think I'm going to stop here now. Thank you so much for trying out this great game with me. It's actually very, very hooking. Even though it's casual, but you're not going to miss out a lot of things, and you're going to enjoy a good story here. I really like this one. So yeah, it's about justice. And the question, is it justifying to be like that? But yeah, thank you so much for trying out this wonderful game with me. If you like the content, I would appreciate a like, subscribe, maybe even a membership or the support of a coffee. Thank you so much, and have a nice day. And special thanks, and you. Thank you for your work on the case. Enfin. Do you want to go back to the title screen? Yes, please. So I can choose which one I want to do. There is also the game called, not the game, but the case called The Weeping Hand Manor and the Boogeyman Woods. So if you want to do this, I will definitely gonna do that. That sounds like it sounds very intriguing. I really like the storytelling here. Thank you so much again for playing this great game with me. I hope you're also going to enjoy the rest of the story. I'm going to stop here now, as I said. And yeah, thank you so much again for watching. If you like the content, I would appreciate a like, subscribe, maybe even a membership or even the support of a coffee. Thank you so much again, and have a nice day.